Okay, so obviously I didn't watch Raw tonight, but I did read the results and the spoilers and results, whatever you want to call it. And apparently, there's a lot of speculation of what direction WWE is going to go with this Team Cena versus Team Authority um, match at Survivor Series. I mean, one, they want to keep, according to reports, they want to keep John Cena looking strong on and everything going against, going up against Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, if not sooner. So, there's that situation. But then again, on the other hand, you have, the possibility, and I mean the possibility of Team Authority winning. Now, I can understand from both sides of the fences, if you will, uh, why one team or the other team has to win. I mean, when you take a look at Team Authority, I think people like Jeff Siegel, the Schleg Daddy on OTR Central, among probably others out there, feel that if you're gonna, feel and believe that if you're going to end the Authority storyline, that you need to end it at WrestleMania if you're going to end it. Don't do what you did with the invasion angle, and end it at Survivor Series. That would be completely pointless. I mean, from a business standpoint, one might understand and kind of be like, well, they want to make Survivor Series feel important again. They want it to feel special again, and I get that. We all get that. But so far, this is the only match besides Bray Wyatt and Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee. This is the only Survivor Series traditional Survivor Series match that's going to happen at the pay per view, as far as we know. Of course, we have rumors that we're going to have a four-team match, maybe for the tag titles, possibly under elimination rules, kind of play into Survivor Series. And we might have a bonus Survivor Series elimination match involving the Divas, maybe even involving some of NXT, for all we know. Um, but but getting back to what I'm saying, I, I look I look at this main event, this elimination tag, and like I said, the one way they can go is to keep the Authority together because because hopefully, as someone look at it, they won't make the mistake and end it at Survivor Series. But then again, on the other hand, you got to look at it from a standpoint of they want John Cena to look strong, and going up against Brock Lesnar in the next few months. So they're kind of, to me, they're kind of stuck in a bind right now. They're kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place. I mean, in other words, they have basically booked themselves up against the wall, if you will. They basically placed themselves in a corner, basically put themselves between a rock and a hard place because they don't know exactly what they want. On one hand, you got Team Authority, which is consisting, from what we understand right now, of Seth Rollins, Corporate Kane basically, possibly, and it looks like obviously Luke Harper, Mark Henry, and Rusev. So on one hand, you got a team that consists of three um, NXT alumni, if you will, three guys that are the future of your business. Two actually, Brody Lee, not too sure yet because you know he, well, yeah, he's the future of the business. He's a future player as well. But the point is, what I'm saying is that you got three members on that team that are future of this business that the WWE is obviously getting behind. You know, I mean, they got Seth as Mr. Money in the Bank. They got Luke Harper, obviously, who they're trying to push up to main event status, maybe. And they got Rusev, who they put the United States Championship on. You know, so obviously you got a team consisting of three guys you don't want to lose a lot of momentum with. On the other side, potentially you have, of course, John Cena. You have Dolph Ziggler, who seems to be getting a rejuvenated push. You have Big Show. You have Sheamus, and you have a mystery partner. Now, originally it sounded like Jack Swagger was going to be on the team, but apparently WWE decided to make the smart decision and say, no, we're going to take Swagger out. I guess maybe smart enough to make it seem like he was going to be the one, but then be totally different. And then, of course, that leaves the door open as to who it could be. Who could be that final member of Team Cena? And there's two possible names, maybe three, but two possible legitimately. Randy Orton and, of course, Roman Reigns. Now, basically, Randy isn't scheduled to make a comeback until at least maybe after Survivor Series, for what we understand. Roman Reigns isn't supposed to be back until at least after Survivor Series as well, but then again, WWE wants you to think that so that maybe there's a surprise. So that's the potential right there. And let's not forget, from a historical standpoint, the last time John Cena had a mystery partner for his team because one partner got taken out, that person ended up being Daniel Bryan. And again, that person ended up being Daniel Bryan, and Cena ended up winning the match against the Nexus at SummerSlam. So now we're stuck with two, maybe three candidates. Four, I should say. Actually, I should correct myself from a bit ago. We have three actual candidates, not two, and possibly a fourth wild card. The fourth wild card, of course, is not really clear to wrestle, but still, it would be interesting if they went in that direction. The three likely candidates, like I say, two of them could be Roman Reigns and Randy Orton. The other could be Ryback. But after tonight, it might be a little too obvious that it could be Ryback. So I would have to assume that Ryback is kind of like a wild card, but still potentially could be put in there. But I look at the likely scenario that we're going to get Reigns or we're going to get Orton. The reason we might get Orton is, due to the fact, I'm just checking the time there, I got 15 minutes on my YouTube channel, is due to the fact that it's in his hometown. So just imagine the pop and reaction he would get. Roman Reigns, on the other hand, is a strong candidate as well because no one knows if he's going to be there or not. No one knows when he's actually supposed to come back, but he's supposed to be back before the end of the year. So what I would assume, if you want to still continue pushing him towards that main event status at WrestleMania 31 and being the next face of the company and being the WWE World Champion, then this at Survivor Series is the best starting point. Have him be that surprise partner. Have him basically help Team Cena mow through Team Authority and go from there. And maybe after the match, kind of tease possibly some tension between Cena and Reigns, as those that, or those say like, you know, Although, as to kind of say, yeah, Cena, you captained the team, but guess what? Roman basically won the match for your team. So that there's that potentiality too. Now, again, one of the other reasons why WWE officials might go in the direction of having Team Cena win and ending the authority right here and there, or right here and now, is to kind of reboot a little bit, kind of restart out, kind of reboot a little bit, end the year on a good note as far as the fans are concerned, and kind of like I said, use the rest of the year to kind of reboot themselves and start off 2015 on a fresh note. That could be one of the reasons, and also, like I say, to make John Cena look strong going into his match against Brock Lesnar. But there's also the rumor potentially it's to help write Stephanie McMahon off TV, and one of the main reasons could be the potentiality that Stephanie might be pregnant again. And I know that kind of sounds strange to a lot of people, but it's possible. I mean, there's rumors, obviously, according to some sources, that she is pregnant again. So for her to get written off television because of that would be the obvious way to go, and the obvious way to go in doing that would be to end the authority. Now, would this essentially mean the complete end of the authority? No, because if WWE wants to actually finally go through with Triple H and Stephanie versus Vince McMahon for power, leading to a match uh, at WrestleMania where Triple H would take on someone like maybe The Rock or whoever they choose is worthy enough of beating Triple H in that match or facing Triple H in that match at Mania. You know that right there is a possible scenario and situation as to in direction that they might go in. Now again, WWE likes to try to stay a step ahead of the internet. They like to try to stay a step ahead of the Reddit exposer, if you will, Dolphins fan guy. They want to try to stay ahead of people. So, they may not go in that direction. They may say, hey, let's have Team Authority go over and keep the strength going, even if Cena is supposed to look strong going up against Lesnar. So, right now, basically, as I said, WWE's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because they got themselves cornered up against the wall, not knowing exactly what direction they want to go in. Do they want to keep the Authority storyline going so they can officially end it at WrestleMania? Or do they want to end it here to not only elevate, help elevate or re-elevate John Cena and maybe, let's say, Reigns or Ryback, whoever's that final member, to that superstar status, main event status going into Mania, as well as, helping to elevate John Cena and making him look strong going up against Lesnar, or and thus end this Authority storyline here and now, or where they go with the Authority winning. You see, WWE creative right now, they've got themselves in a situation where they need to decide where they're going to go. Are they going to go in this direction, or are they going to go in that direction? And they've got 2 weeks to figure this out. And let's just hope before Survivor Series, the night of Survivor Series happens, they have it all figured out, they have it all planned out as to what direction they're going to go in. So let me know what you think. Tell me whether or not you believe WWE's gotten themselves in a bind right now. They're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And what direction do you believe they will go in as far as Team Cena versus Team Authority is concerned? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. And I'll talk to y'all later.